Hey, what's going on? This is Sean with Boxing and Basketball saying what's up to all my sports fans. All right, pretty soon we're gonna have T Diddy on here, and we're gonna be discussing the fights this past weekend. The Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin, Frank Sanchez, Christian Hammer, Johnny Rice, Michael Kofi, and let me take a look at my notes. Who was that lightweight fighter? Frank the Ghost Martin versus Romero Duno. And one of the things that we're going to get into, let me get my stream going here. Let me get the stream going at the bottom. All right. While we're doing that, please check this out.
Make sure you hit the new thanks button down below to donate to our YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you fresh content.
So make sure you donate. Right there in the chat window, we got the super chat. So, make sure you hit the little super chat right there. Make sure you donate. And let's keep the calls going. Let's keep things going. So we're waiting for Alejandro and we're waiting for T Diddy. Anybody's out there, tell me what were your thoughts on the fight this weekend? What is your thoughts? First of all, how many of y'all even paid for the pay-per-view? How many of y'all paid the $39.99 for the pay-per-view? Drop a comment down below. And also for everybody, if you look at my video I dropped about an hour ago, you're going to see a video that I dropped. In this video I dropped, it talks about how, if you pay attention to last week, I talked about how many people on PBC fought in 2021. And then I just dropped a top rank and how many of their fighters have fought for 2021. So make sure y'all check that out as well. All right. So let's go over. Let's talk about it. So the IBF heavyweight. This was the IBF heavyweight eliminator with Luis King Kong Ortiz, 33-2, 28 knockouts. And let me tell you something. He scored a come from behind TKO over Prince Charles Martin, who's 28-3 with 25 knockouts. Now listen, I didn't pay for the pay-per-view. You know what I do? When I see something that I don't think should be on pay-per-view and it should be, I personally think it could have been on Showtime or it could have been on Fox. I just don't think it was pay-per-view worthy. So what I do is I let y'all pay for it, let y'all watch it, and I just go on Twitter and I just go in there and just watch all comments, refresh it every couple minutes, every 2 or 3 minutes, and just see what y'all are saying. And there's always somebody that's putting out the video clip. Every round there's a video clip of like a little highlight somebody makes and they post it on Twitter. So that's how I stay up to date. Now watching it, I saw where I think it was the first round that Luis Ortiz got knocked down, didn't he? And then Luis Ortiz get knocked down in the first round. And I'm looking like, man. Now, first of all, let's say this. A lot of people are like, well, was he knocked down because he's getting old? Is because he's 30 something? He's 42 years old now. His legs ain't there like it needs to be. No, you can't take credit away from Charles Martin. What you fail to realize, listen, he's 28-3. What you got to remember, this dude got 25 knockouts. It's not like Charles Martin can't punch. It's not like Charles Martin can't hurt you. Charles Martin can actually punch. He can actually hit. So, let's not get it misconstrued that, and I'm not saying that Luis Ortiz being 42 years old didn't have anything to do with it. But what I'm saying is, if you do add his age to it, you got to remember Charles Martin can actually crack. So let's not take away credit from Charles Martin. And let me tell you something. Charles Martin was actually, from the clips that I saw, he was actually looking pretty good. And he dropped. And some people say, oh, well, he hit him behind the ear and it knocked off his equilibrium. That's why he went down. I don't know. There's been a lot of people that got hit right on the ear that went down, and it will knock down the equilibrium. And then I think it was Luis Ortiz went down again in round number 4. This time, what shocked everybody was this guy actually went down with the jab. A jab. I'm telling you, Charles Martin actually got power in those hands. Now, I think that more or less has something to do with not being on steady legs. Um, and it just seems like Luis Ortiz, King Kong, was just off balance a lot. Like his legs weren't really steady, underneath of him. Um, but in round number 6, when he connected with that overhand left, man, it had Martin out on his feet. I mean, out. Matter of fact, got the little video clip right here. Let's check it out.
I mean, some of it I agree with, some I don't.
Oh, he got around him. Martin's hurt. He's badly hurt. He doesn't even know where he is. Ortiz.
It's
this
over.
is a set.
Watch.
Battering. Martin on the ropes.
All right, let's check it out one more time.
I mean, some of it I agree with, some I don't.
Oh, he got around him. Martin's hurt. He's badly hurt. He doesn't even know where he is. Ortiz.
It's
this
over.
is a set.
Watch.
Battering. Martin on the ropes.
Man, look at that. Man, do y'all see how his hand, I mean, he was so out of it that his hand got caught up right there in the middle of the ropes. I'm looking like, geez. And, then of course, after it didn't take much long, and they just, it was a battering after. He beat the count. He got his arm unwrapped from there. And as soon as he did it, Ortiz just battered him to the deck again, and it was pretty much over from there. He stopped him at 1 minute and 37 seconds of the 6th round. Let me see what else I have here. Frank Sanchez. He's an unbeaten WBC number 5, WBO number 5 heavyweight. Frank Sanchez, 20-0, 13 KOs. He outclassed, which was a late substitute replacement of Christian Hammer, who's 26-9, 16 KOs. Now, I mean, nobody really thought that he was going to win that. But what shocked me was I went back and watched the highlights, and, people already posted it already, right? Man, Frank Sanchez didn't really let his hands go. I mean, it was actually a boring fight. In my personal opinion, I really think Sanchez actually should have stopped him. But he ended up winning 100-89 over 10 rounds. I'm not saying that Frank Sanchez isn't good. I just expected more out of him than what we saw. But I mean, he's got a lot of upside, got a lot of potential. You know what I mean? So I don't want to write him off. In a rematch, we had heavyweight Johnny Rice. He's 15-6 and 10 KOs. And once again, Rice actually won the fight again. Now it was really slow paced, 10 boring rounds as well. But he beat Michael Kofi again, who's 12-2 with 9 knockouts. He won 97-93, 97-93, and 99-91. Easy win for Rice. And he even weighed more this time around in the rematch than before. Michael Kofi, I don't know if this is just one of those things that this guy just has his number, or I don't know where Michael Kofi goes from here. I don't know. I'm not really sure what kind of career he has at heavyweight. It didn't look good for him. We had another heavyweight, Ali Demirison, 15-1 and 12 knockouts. Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington has been around for a while. He's 20-5 with 13 knockouts. But he pretty much just walked him, stalked him down, and just beat him over eight rounds. And then Washington's corner, they just finally is like, hey man, let's just stop this fight. And what's crazy is Gerald Washington is so big. I don't. Let me look up what's the height of Gerald Washington. Let me pull up Gerald Washington's height real quick. Give me 1 second. I mean, the dude's like, let me see, Gerald Washington height. He's 6'6". I mean, the dude is pretty big. Gerald Washington is not small, but he is 39 years old, born in 1982, out of San Jose, California. But 6'6", man, and the dude is ripped. Like the dude's got muscles. Like he's the type of guy you see on the street. Like, yo, dude, I don't even want to mess with you. But as we learn in boxing, you can have all the muscles in the world. It always comes down to the skill set, right? Then we had heavyweight Victor Foss, 9-0 with 7 KOs. Got a second round TKO of Calais. I forgot how you pronounce the guy's name. It was crazy because Foss dropped Calais. Calais got up and floored Foss. Foss got up and dropped Calais again. Then with round 2, Calais floored Foss again. And then Foss knocked down Calais. Calais beat the count. But then the referee, Sam Burgos, waved off the fight. Calais was, of course, he was furious about the stoppage, and he wasn't happy at all. It seemed like it's a quick stoppage. But then again, Foss was a 33-1 favorite to win, and nobody expected Calais to even have a fight like that. What did y'all think about that fight? I mean, that was the most exciting fight. I wish I had a clip of that. Let me see if I can find that for you. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get that for you. Let me get that and download it for you. Victor. How you spell it again? Victor is spelled Viktor. Ktor. Foss. All right, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can grab that video for you, okay? I don't know whose video this is, but I'm about to grab their video. Let's go here. Let's copy that right there. We're going to download it, okay? We're going to download this right off of Twitter. All right, let's see what we have here.
The drunkest fight you will ever see. Thiago Kaladze and Victor Foss. 37 seconds, round 1. We have our first knockout. A short left, Thiago Kaladze.
All right.
41 seconds later, down goes Foss for knockdown number 2.
All right. All right, let me do this real quick. T. Diddy's trying to get on. I got to send him an email real quick so he can get on. Because I really like to have T. Diddy's perspective because he was actually there. All right, real quick. Let me load this up real quick. Just give me a second. Let me add this video clip. I don't know where this video clip came from. While that's loading, let me go and play the Ortiz 9.
Some of it I agree with, some I don't.
Oh, he got around him. Right hurt. He's badly hurt. He doesn't even know where he is. Ortiz.
It's
this
over.
is a set.
Watch.
Battering. Martin on the ropes.
It's crazy. Everybody talks about that knockdown and him being, on the ropes and caught up like that. But nobody's talking about the knockdowns where Charles Martin actually, knocked him down as well. All right, let's go here. I think I got the video loaded now. Let's see how this looks. Let's check this out.
The drunkest fight you will ever see. Iago Kaladze and Victor Faust. 37 seconds into round 1, we have our first knockdown. A short left drops Kaladze. 41 seconds later, down goes Faust for knockdown number 2. 7 seconds later, Kaladze is down for knockdown number 3. What is we doing? We move to round 3, and the guys waited 40 seconds to drop one another. Down goes Faust for knockdown number 4. Unreal. 1 minute later, you guessed it, Kaladze goes down again. He rises to his feet, but referee Samuel Burgos waves it off. Kaladze is livid, lays his hands on Burgos. Burgos is like, what the F, man? Faust survives. All in all, 5 knockdowns on 5 minutes on only 32 combined punches. Good times.
All right, that was from Inside Boxing Live, man. Shout out to you. I hope you don't mind using that clip. Man, where are my co-hosts? Okay, here's T Diddy here. Give me 1 second while I get him on here. All right. All right, send him the link so we can get him on here. And, you know, for those of y'all who don't know, T. Diddy actually fought Charles Martin earlier in his career. Let me send him. Because I definitely want to get T. Diddy's perspective, especially being that he's a heavyweight. And listen, T. Diddy always has a lot to say. He's got a lot of experience, been around the block, knows a lot of these heavyweights. So I value having him on. All right, we got a comment. Gasper Yanga, you got COVID, bro? I don't now. I did have COVID. I had caught COVID on December 14th, and I finally came back negative on the 27th. Yeah, so about almost 2 weeks from the 14th to the 27th. I had it. I know you're probably asking because of the cough and stuff I had, right? Even though my results came back negative, Gasper, I still got a little bit of congestion and a little bit of dry cough. So definitely trying to get over that last little bit. All right. Yep. And definitely coughing, man. I still got a dry cough from COVID. I'm only about a week out from coming back negative. So that was last Monday that I finally got my results and it came back negative. So yeah, man. So this is lingering, man. It's kind of crazy, man, how this COVID thing worked. I mean, when I got COVID, it only felt like just like the regular flu. You know, I had grabbed both of my vaccines and stuff like that. So, and here's the thing I keep telling people. Nope. All right, here's T. Diddy. All right. Can you hear us, T. Diddy? Can't hear your audio. I can't hear your audio. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. It's not the one I want. And trying to switch back and forth between these two. Man, it's so confusing trying to figure out how to switch back and forth between these two. When you're going from 2-man to 1-man. Were you vaccinated boosted? I got Gasper. I got both of my vaccinations. The booster is the only thing I didn't get. Oh yeah, I was about to say the common misconception is that if you're vaccinated, you won't get COVID. No, what they keep telling you over and over again, if you get vaccinated, it's hoping to lighten, help lessen the bad effects of COVID, where you're not on a ventilator in a hospital, can barely breathe. They didn't say that you won't get it. It's basically trying to help you from dying. I can see you, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Let me see. Check your audio inside. Sorry about that. T Diddy this time wanted to use a different phone instead of his phone that he used last time. So sorry he's not able to get on. You should have way more subscribers and viewers. Very unbiased and very informative, and an ex-boxer. Yep. Gaspar Yanga was a slave who led a successful revolt in Mexico, like the guy from Haiti. All right, I'm going to have to look that up. All right, let me throw a little message down there. Please hit the super thanks button to donate. If anybody wants to donate, please hit the button down below. Help us out. So we can keep bringing fresh content. Let me share with you. I'm going to share with you some of the videos that we got out right now. Let me share this screen with you. All right, let's take a look at this. Of course, we're live right now. The recap of the fights. I just dropped a video for Top Rank, 34%. All right, let me see if we can get T Diddy on here now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can finally hear you.
Okay, I'm on my other phone.
Yeah, what's up? You talking about the main phone that you're on last week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna figure it out.
What you're trying to do? Yeah, I'm glad you're on here, man. I was trying to hold down the fort, man. I realized how hard it is to.
You didn't realize how hard it is to talk without a co-host.
Yeah, without a co-host, man.
I did that
Definitely.
on this boxing podcast that I used to do, and then the people stopped showing up, so I ended up doing the podcast by myself, and I ain't had nobody like to bounce stuff off of, so I was like,
right.
I had to go for at least, it was like an hour and a half, but it was with no back, it was just me. And I was just like, dang.
Right.
But then I got used to it, and then I started doing it. But yeah, it's a trip.
Right. So T Diddy, so I was telling everybody how you were there at the fights. First of all, let's throw this video on there real quick, okay?
And some of it I agree with, some I don't.
Oh, he got around him. Hurt. He's badly hurt. He doesn't even know where he is. Ortiz.
It's
this
over.
is the set.
Watch.
Battering. Martin on the ropes.
Right there.
Man, so I tell everybody's so focused on that knockdown, But everybody fails to realize that Charles Martin like dropped him twice before that, and nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, I told you this. I don't know if I said it on your show, but I said it on the internet the other day. I was telling some people about that. Like, when you get a knockout, boxing fans forget everything that happened prior to the knockout. All they do, especially if it's a highlight knockout, all they do is replay the knockout. They don't analyze the fight or how it was going back and forth before. Like the Jake Paul fight with Tyron Woodley, it was the most horrible fight I ever seen in my life. But it was like one of the best knockouts I ever seen in my life. So everybody just replayed the knockout, and if you didn't see the fight, you'll think it was a great-ass fight. But if you was watching, everybody was booing, and it was a bunch of hugging, and nobody was fighting. And it was just horrible. It was a shit show before the knockout.
Right.
And that's what happened.
Somebody
with
said,
Charles. Like, he was doing great. But
since
he got stopped, they just showing the when he got stopped. They not even talking about what happened before that when he got the knockdowns.
Right. T Diddy, look who they asking for. Gasper Yanga. Please bring back on the trainer from Kentucky. They're talking about Timothy Knight.
Ah, Tim, the Louisville lip.
Hey, T Diddy, I don't know why I have not been able to get a hold of him. I don't know if he has a new number or what's going on, but I have not been able to get a hold of Tim.
I wonder how can I publicize this live podcast where people can watch it? I have some people that want to watch it right now. I just don't know how to send it to them.
Is there a share button or anything down there?
Let me see.
You can also do this. The what I sent to your phone. Well, you're on the phone now. Is there an invite button down there? If you click anywhere on the screen, is there an invite?
Let me see.
Now, let me do this. Let me do it this way. Copy the clipboard. I'm going to put it in the chat window. There you go. You see it coming through the chat window? Can you grab the link from there?
Let me see. Boxing and basketball. This is a great. This show was made for me. I swear to God.
Yes, it is. We still got to do
those
our
are
basketball.
The two things that I know the most, and those are the two things that I study the most.
Yep, we still got to do our we still got to do our basketball streams. We got to have one night for boxing and one night for basketball.
This is like a godsend. Like you made up a show that's perfect to my knowledge.
And it's crazy because that's what most black people watch is boxing and basketball. Well, they watch football also, but you know. Hey, so T Diddy, tell us about this fight.
The drunkest fight you will ever see. Iago Kaladze and Victor Faust. 37 seconds into round one, we have our first knockdown. A short left drops Kaladze. 41 seconds later, down goes Faust for knockdown number 2. 7 seconds later, Kaladze is down for knockdown number 3. What is we doing? We move to round 3, and the guys waited 40 seconds to drop one another. Down goes Faust for knockdown number 4. Unreal. 1 minute later, you guessed it, Kaladze goes down again. He rises to his feet, but referee Samuel Burgos waves it off. Kaladze is livid, lays his hands on Burgos. Burgos is like, what the F, man? Faust survives. All in all, 5 knockdowns on 5 minutes on only 32 combined punches. Good times.
So T Diddy, were you in the back during that fight, or were you out there watching that fight?
Yeah, I was watching that fight, man. That fight pissed off the whole arena. That referee
waved it off too early.
Yeah, they booed. I never seen the crowd boo so much. They booed that referee the whole night. And then he had to work another fight. They were just booing them. And then they put him on the giant telecast, and everybody was still booing him, and he just started smiling while they was booing him, like he was like clout chasing, like he was enjoying the pub, even though it was bad. He was smiling while they were booing him on the tele. That was the worst stoppage ever. It was 5 knockdowns in 2 rounds, and he just stopped the fight for no reason. Like that was bad. That fight, the dude left before they even read the decision. The other fighter, he left. He actually tried to punch the ref.
Yeah.
And luckily he didn't. You know, he would have got suspended forever. But he tried to punch the ref, and rightly so. Like after so many a hard fight, it only had been 2 rounds. It wasn't like it was the 13th round or something.
Right.
And you earn, as a fighter, you earn the right to keep fighting if you fight back and you fight hard. Like you getting dropped and then you get up and drop the dude. Then you get dropped and then you end up dropping the dude again.
Right.
Then you get dropped and then they just wave like, no. He earned that. Now if he just was getting dropped and the other dude wasn't getting dropped, then okay, yeah, let's stop this. But the fact that he kept getting up and flooring the dude every time he got dropped, he got up and floored the other guy.
Right.
And it's like you earned the right to keep fighting, like until you can't. Like if I'm a ref and I'm seeing the way the ebbs and flows of how it's going, you know, you don't stop that type of fight. That's a war. That's what the thing is referees. They're not prepared for war. You talking about fighters not prepared? They stop fights so early now, and a few people got killed, and that made them even more cautious. But it's like you won't see many wars like you used to see back in the day, because even if the fighter can continue, the referees and the doctors, they won't. They even in your corner between rounds, like bugging you while you trying to get a 1-minute break. You trying to get water. You trying to get inswell. You trying to get instruction, but you got to take out half of the time and talk to the doctor. Are you okay? Is everything like, man, get out my corner. What are you talking about? I'm trying to. This bell about to ring in a few seconds. I'm wasting my time talking to you. It don't make sense. So it's like, it's never gonna be a war really, because the referees and the doctors, they can't stomach it.
Right.
And that's one thing I noticed about the time when I fought Chris Arreola, is that it went to I think it was the 7th round, and I think it was only an 8-rounder. So I could have got my way through the last round just to make to the decision, but I knew the referee wasn't, because he kept on. Every time me and Chris would go to war, he was like ready to jump in, like he was so fidgety. I was like, yeah, he not gonna. It don't matter if I can take it or Chris can take it, the ref can't take it.
Right.
They got to get some stronger refs or something. I mean, I don't think this is the job for them or something. Like, they need to sit down and retrain these referees, retrain these judges. Like Adelaide Bird, who gave 11 out of 12 rounds to Canelo when he first fought Triple G. And Triple G clearly won that fight. She got suspended for like 6 months from judging. Like, it's horrible. Yep. Like, you damn near got to get a knockout just to not get cheated in boxing these days. Like, it's tough, man.
So, TDD, tell us,
what it was like. Oh, on the side note, that guy, he looks just like Klitschko, man. It's like a Klitschko remake.
Vladimir Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah, he looked like Vladimir.
So TDD, so tell us what it was like being there live. Did you ever get a chance to go to the back in the locker room area to see what was going on, or were you out in the front most of the time?
Yeah, I was all around the place. I was all around, and then I ended up. Charles got me a ringside seat, so I was actually sitting next to his strength trainer's girlfriend or whatever. Charles was like, "Please don't flirt with her. That's your seat is next to her." I'm like, "Man, I'm not flirting with nobody. I'm here for the boxing." What the? He was like, "Okay, I'll just saying." I was like, I did not need the disclaimer for real.
All right.
But yeah,
So
it was. Go ahead.
all right. So Gasper got a question for you.
What's it?
What was your thoughts on the Wilder Fury fight?
Okay, which one? First, second, or third?
I'm pretty sure he's probably talking about the last one.
Yeah, just ask him which fight.
He can hear us. But I'll throw it in the chat, but I'm pretty sure he can hear us. Which one?
Which one, baby? I still need to. So, are you
He said the third.
basketball on Instagram also?
I changed it to boxing and b-ball.
Boxing and
b-ball. Yep.
Okay.
I had to make it b-ball because they won't allow it can only be but so long. So Gasper wants to know your thoughts on the third one. What's that, like an old Shabba Ranks telephone love?
There was a
Shabba Ranks.
I don't know, man. You went back boxing and b-ball.
Yep. That's how it should pull up now. Do you see it?
Yeah. Oh, is it an N or an A-N-D?
A-N-D.
Oh, okay.
Boxing and b-ball.
Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. There you go, right there. Oh.
So Gasper wants to know the third fight. What was your thoughts on the third fight with Wilder versus Fury?
Okay.
Gasper said DJ Screw telephone love.
That was DJ Screw telling. Damn, who is this? Hey, man. Hold on, let me write my Instagram on here. Boxing T Diddy. Follow me, man. You that cool. That definitely was DJ Screw telling.
Follow Boxing T Diddy.
Yeah,
on Instagram.
That's definitely for you to hear that and know that. That means you probably cooler than I am. Because goodness gracious.
All right, so Gasper wants your thoughts on a Wilder Fury 3.
Wilder Fury 3. The Wilder Fury 3 thing was something was wrong. Something is wrong with Deontay Wilder's legs. I don't know what it is, and I can't figure it out. But I'm mad at his team. I'm mad at Malik Scott, which I know personally, because you don't show up to a fight with bad legs. Like, you had to have these bad legs in training camp. You had to have these same bad legs in sparring. So if y'all see something wrong with his legs in sparring, y'all should have fixed that or figured out what it was or took him to the hospital or something. Like, the first thing I seen when the Fury Wilder 3 is that he was like a stick man, like he was blowing in the wind, like he had no stability on his legs from round one. Like, and just like he had no stability on his legs in that second fight with Fury, and he blamed it on the suit, the 50-pound, 40-pound suit,
Right.
and all that. But this time, he did put on weight, but his leg, like, the problem is his leg. He don't look like
He's got really skinny legs.
He doesn't have the Deontay Wilder from 42 wins, 42 knockouts. Like, he doesn't. If you notice, he used to move different. He used to punch different. You know, he could remember when he fought the rematch with who the guy that he won,
Romain Stavern.
Remember when he did the move and he like did a basketball crossover move and hit the dude, like his legs was good. Like those were athletic legs. But in these Fury fights, unless you know age or wear and tear just caught up with him, I don't know.
Well, no, I can tell you what it is.
His legs are shaky.
No,
like there's no strength in his legs.
I can tell you why.
Why?
So I keep telling everybody this over and over. I tell everybody, please, everybody go back and watch Tyson Fury versus Steve Cunningham. Steve Cunningham was a cruiserweight. He came up and he dropped Tyson Fury. Remember he dropped Tyson Fury? Soon as Tyson Fury went down and got back up, for the whole next few rounds, what did Tyson Fury do? Same thing he did Deontay Wilder. He put all 280 pounds on him. He put him against the ropes and put 280 pounds. Steve Cunningham said after that fight, he said, man, at those next few rounds, when he put a whole 280 pounds on me, he said my legs were shot. He said I could not stand up no more. And then the punches just took me out. If you notice and go back and look at the second and third fight, he just put 280 pounds on Deontay. Deontay already has skinny legs. Put 280 pounds on him round after round after round, and his legs crumbled.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment that he uses his weight, and that's
which is
why
smart.
I trained. Did you get my Instagram? You haven't checked it.
Oh,
it's in your inbox. I wanted you to send me the link because there's so many people want to watch this live. I'm trying to share the link on Instagram.
All right.
Yeah, man, it's like this is a great show, and if people know about it, like every week they're gonna be more and more, and every week that I'm on here, you know, my people are gonna be more and more. So it's just I just gotta find a way to make them privy to it.
Right.
But back to the Tyson Fury thing, I agree with you that he used his weight and he put his weights on, which wears you down and wears your energy. I trained one fighter, and my fighter went undefeated, never lost a fight. And the main thing I trained him on is don't ever put your head down. Like, don't ever let somebody lay on your neck or on your back and you just put your head down. Like, never, always keep your head up. Because if you remember, you remember how Lennox Lewis knocked out, what was that big old 6'8" dude? That big old, the black dude.
When Lennox Lewis knocked out a big dude?
Yeah, he held him down and then he uppercutted him.
Let me take a look.
He the same dude that Dominique Guinn beat. That's how Dominique Guinn got famous. He was big old black dude. I think he was some kind of athlete, college athlete before he got into boxing. But
Michael Grant.
Yeah, Michael Grant. That was him, Michael Grant. Remember how Lennox knocked out Michael Grant? He put his head down, and Lennox held him down. And sometimes the ref Warren don't hold his head down, but then sometimes if you got a ref like what's that dude name? James Green, which is the worst ref in boxing right now.
What? You talking about Houston's own James Green?
James Green is a piece of crap.
Why do you say that, man? Did he call one of your fights the way you didn't like it or something?
Yeah, he's a crook. He's a crook, man. He's a known crook.
Why you say that?
Well, what he does is he goes with the you gotta think about politics of boxing. He's like like that guy who ref my fight against Andy Ruiz, that black guy who did all the Mayweather fight, the last 8 Mayweather fights. What's his name?
Richard Steele. I mean, Oh God, what's his name? Not Richard Steele.
Hey, this is why we need the people who listening to type in some answers.
Yeah. Hold on.
Whenever we don't know something, we need one of y'all to get on y'all computer, laptop, or something and write us the answer and then post it here so we can see. You be like, statisticians or whatever.
Was it Kenny Bayless? Kenny Bayless?
Kenny Bayless, yeah. When Kenny Bayless ref my fight, like that's Richard Steele, Kenny Bayless, James Green, they all the same. They cheat for the promoter's fighter because the promoter is who gives them the assignments to work. So they know if they play ball with the promoter, they'll keep getting those ref jobs. They'll keep getting those.
So, all right. So let me ask you this, T. Diddy. So, all right, hold on. And we're going to talk about all this in some upcoming episodes. So I want to write this down. Hold on 1 second.
That's very smart.
Yeah, there's some topics that you covered that I like. The one is going to be referees cheating.
Oh, they cheat all the time.
And then we're going to talk about, people don't know this, and people might pick it up. If anybody that watches this, we're going to talk about Errol Spence getting knocked out in sparring before Porter fight.
I heard about that. Man, I'm sharing this stream with everybody.
All right. But yeah. So, well, matter of fact, we're going to say that for another time. Referees cheating. Errol Spence getting KO'd and sparring before the Porter fight. As you keep talking, I'm going to write down other stuff. So, T. Diddy, I want you to tell the people, what's it like? Tell everybody what is it like behind the scenes when y'all are in the back? Are y'all sitting down chilling? Are y'all warming up? Are y'all talking, shooting a breeze? Are there people in the back that's just cocky, just talking too much, bragging? What's it like behind the scenes when y'all are back there in the dressing rooms, locker rooms?
It's you know what? Everybody's locker room. I just requested your page, PDT. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. I'm accepted while we talking live. But everyone's oh, there you go. Boom. All right, I just accepted that. And I follow back.
You don't got another subscriber already, huh?
This one okay. I'm on live now. Oh, people are tuning in. I'm sending a link to everybody. I'm on live now. Yeah, they joined. Okay, we should be getting pumped up in here. But in the back.
Yeah, what be going on in the back?
In the back, everybody's locker room is different. It's based on the boxer and his personality. Because I've seen where it's more tranquil. I've seen some guys who I just can't do actually take a nap and go to sleep before the fight. And the trainer got to wake them up and say, all right, let's start getting warmed up. I ain't never did that. And I done seen some guys who be dancing around like real relaxed, like Christmas Eve. That's a very good sign, actually. You know, with music playing, they vibing. You know what I mean? It's different. I even been in the locker room with Holyfield, and I was seeing, you know, how he warmed up. I wanted to watch, like, because I have 45 pro fights. So that means I done got ready 45 times. And I have 55 amateur fights, and I have 21 underground fights. So if I add 45, 21, and 55, I wonder if anybody got a calculator, but
hey, look, I'm writing down the next time we do a stream for you to write down. Tell us some stories about Holyfield. You got some Holyfield stories?
Oh
All
yeah,
right, we're
I
gonna say
got
that
some
for
good
next time.
Holyfield stories.
All right, so I'm gonna write that down. That's gonna be another subject one day.
Yeah, I got a Holyfield story that's so good. But yeah, like I like to see what other people are doing because I know how I'm doing. So I like to see, especially guys ranked higher than me or champions and this and that. I want to like compare what I'm doing to what they're doing. So I like to go in their locker room and just be a sponge. I just like to sit down and watch them, like how they stretch, how they warm up. What are their routines? How long they hit the pads. Because I would, can you imagine if we could see Mike Tyson warming up for a fight? How much
Oh wow.
views that would be? Like nobody ever seen it. Like we seen small clips of like 30 seconds and stuff, but he used to, if you remember, he used to come out drenched in sweat walking to the ring. Do you remember
Right.
that? That
Yep.
is amazing. Like what the first thing you think is what the hell was he doing back there? I mean, he's like, he already did 10 rounds in the dressing room.
Yep.
And then you done seen fighters who come out bone dry, right? And then get caught early and get knocked out. And they's like, oh, he was dry. He didn't warm up right. Tyson,
Right.
you ain't never have to worry about that with Tyson. He come drenched. I mean, like, what the fuck? You already intimidated by him. But when you see him walk to the ring, like, no shirt on, drenched, like, what the fuck was he doing?
Exactly.
You might have hit the pads a few little rounds, got a little chill, sat down. But you see this dude coming in like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike Tyson, man. I still think he the GOAT. Mike Tyson he gotta be the GOAT.
You said Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I think more
You
highly.
got stories on Mike Tyson too?
I think more highly of Mike Tyson than anybody do. Like,
right.
I think the greatest heavyweights, I think it's gonna be Ali and Tyson. Like, I got them like 1A and 1B. Like, I think Tyson is just as, with Ali, it was more cumulative. Like, it was what he did outside the ring that made him the greatest too. It's like you mixed all his fighting with what he did outside the ring, and all together that made him the greatest. See, Tyson don't have any great contributions outside the ring. So that's how Ali would nudge ahead of him. But if we just go in the ring, goodness gracious. So
T Diddy, I got something for you, right? So I got a clip that I want to play for you. But keep in mind, when I play these clips, it mutes your microphone so nobody can hear us. So while you're watching this clip, I mean, we're not going to be able to hear what you're saying. But as soon as I stop the clip,
I'll be talking. I'll be thinking y'all can hear me.
Yeah, no. When clips are playing like that, it completely mutes out me, you, and everybody else that's in the room. So I see your lips moving, but you can't hear what's being said. But I'm gonna play this for you, right? And once I stop it, I want to know your thoughts, okay?
All right.
So for everybody out there, 8 years ago, April 30th, 2013 was the first time ever I interviewed Tuffy.
No way.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Boxing Socialist. I'm here with Mauricio Smith. Tuffy, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Ready to get to training.
Ready to get to training?
Yeah.
You got an up-and-coming fight in New York, right?
Yeah, New York, May 15th. I fight Tor Hamer. He's the winner of the heavyweight tournament, tough man tournament over in Europe. I think he's like 20-1. He's signed by Lou DiBella Entertainment. So, and I'm going to his hometown in New York. So yeah, the odds are against me, but I think I'm going to shock the world.
Shock the world.
Fight. Yeah.
You're used to going up places like that fighting.
Yeah, I don't like to brag, but the proof is in the pudding. I wanted a throwback type fighter, and that's a fighter that's not protected, a fighter that's not picking and choosing his opponents. A lot of fighters out there saying that they can't find fights and they're inactive and this and that. And the thing is, it's not that they can't find fights, it's that they can't find easy fights. Fights are always out there. I don't have a manager or a promoter or nothing, and I fight, every 2 months, sometime month after month, back to back. I fought December, I fought January, now I'm fighting May, I'm fighting June. I mean, the fights are out there, but they're all hard fights. My last 3 opponents have a combined record of 50-0. I haven't fought anyone with a loss in a lot of fights, and all the guys I'm fighting are the hardest, most top-level fighters in the boxing industry right now. And so far, in all my fights, Fortunately, I haven't had to use the inswell one time. Me and my trainer, we keep joking about it. I haven't had a bump, a bruise, a busted lip. Even the ones I lost by decision, I was never physically touched, So it gave me a lot of confidence that I can go with the big guys and, come out untouched, unscathed, looking just normal after, I done went 8 to 10 rounds with big heavyweights. There's a 20-0, 23-0, 19-0, so.
There you have it, T. Diddy. Lencho gave us your first interview, man.
Man,
do you remember that interview?
I love that. I forgot all about that interview, man. I love that interview. I'm sitting here like marveling at it, like, God damn.
Man, you were so young then.
I really did pay my respect, and I paid my dues in this boxing, bro. Like, that guy, I don't even know if I'm that guy anymore. Like, that guy in that interview didn't give a shit about shit. Like, it was.
That's when you're going to fight Tor Hammer.
Yeah, like, and not just Tor Hammer. It's like I had fought like 5 guys, and their record was like 91. Like it was no losses on anybody I was fighting. And those guys, they couldn't even touch me. Like, even when I lost decisions or whatever I lost, and I didn't really get any physical damage, it made me train harder for the next one, because I was like, I actually can compete on this level. Like, I don't just go out there and get blown away. Like, because you see these big heavyweights, you see these big records, because I started at cruiserweight. And when I moved up to heavyweight, so I was always thinking that in my head, like, I'm not a naturally big guy like some of these big old overly sized heavyweights. But then once I started fighting them and they really couldn't do nothing to me, I was like, oh man, I'll fight anybody. Because I knew I could protect myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it gave me confidence. I got more confidence in boxing from my defense than my offense, because I was like, that's what I would do. Some guys, they look good in the gym. Some guys, they want to shine in sparring. But when I study everything. I study. And when I study Muhammad Ali, they said, he rarely won a sparring session. Like, he's actually, sparring is supposed to be working on things. It's not a real fight. Right. But most people these days, they trying to get clout and they getting props off of what they did in sparring. But there's some guys who are gym fighters. I know one guy in particular, I won't call his name just in case he's watching this, but he's the greatest fighter in the gym I've ever seen. But in a real fight, anybody can beat him. Like, he don't perform under the lights. If you get him in the gym, he would beat Klitschko, Mike Tyson, anybody, Tyson Fury, he'll beat him to death. But you get him in a real fight, and it can be Jimmy Thunder, and he'll lose. Like, it's like, what the? He just couldn't perform under the lights. So me, I perform. Even Holyfield, he don't look that good in sparring. They said when he was he trained for the Tyson fight here in Houston, and they were thinking he was sparring with David Tua to get ready for Tyson fight. And David Tua was kind of bringing it to him, and they was like, this guy don't have a chance against Tyson. They told me, everybody in the gym was like, man, you finna go fight Tyson? Looking like this in sparring? And then he go out there and beat the crap out of Tyson. You know what I mean? Like, go out there. And so it's like some fighters, they look good in the fight. Some people look good in sparring. I'm one of them guys, like, I look good in the fight. I ain't really worried about sparring. Matter of fact, when I'm sparring, a lot of times I'm just really working my defense or condition. Like, I'm not just doing all I can do. Because adrenaline is like the greatest tool of boxing, I think. Because when you're fighting for your life. Like, I always feel like this guy could hurt me, this guy could kill me. So I'm punching with a whole different intentions than when I'm sparring. I don't feel like that, you know?
Right.
Even if it's a hard sparring match, you know, it's more like just anger or whatever. Like, you know, it's a fight, but it's not like your life is on the line. It's just you don't want to get embarrassed in front of people that's looking at the gym and all like that. So that's what some fighters got to realize. Gym fighters and real fighters. And some people look good in both. Like, you know, they look good in sparring and in the fight. That's kind of rare, but it is true.
Right.
Thoughts on Sean Porter's stoppage. I actually was with Kenny Porter this weekend. We was talking. I gave him my phone because I know somebody that he knows. And I say, hey, Kenny, do you know this guy? And I had him on FaceTime. And Kenny like, yeah, I know that guy. He took my phone and started talking. So, and Kenny Porter, I first met him when I fought Adam Kanowski at the Barclays in Brooklyn on the PBC card. And I was talking to him. You know, Kenny, he just all business. He cutthroat. Because I was talking to him and I was like, Kenny, you know what I'm saying? I'm 30-10. Can you give me a fight? Like, you know what I'm saying? I got the resume where I want a big fight. Big money fight. I want a big fight. Like, I done built my career up. Now I want to fight. Like, you know, I done fought 5 world champions. I mean, even if it's a stepping stone fight or they think they bringing me in to lose, that's a decent record for anybody to fight. Is 30-10. Like, that's a decent. So I'm like, Kenny, what can you do? And he's like, who you signed with? This was just this weekend at the Charles Martin fight, Luis Ortiz. And I'm like, I'm not signed with nobody, which is better for me because that means I can work with everybody. I'm not like held down. And he made it sound like it was worse. He was like, you're not signed with nobody. Oh, no, that's probably why you can't get a title fight. You know, you got to be with somebody. And I was like, man, is Kenny trying to work me or what, bro? I was trying to come to Kenny as a friend, but he all business. And that goes to say that with the Sean Porter stuff, man, he all business. That's his son, but I think he wants to control everything. And he, you know, taking a lot of money. He want all the control. He's like a control freak. Right. And I don't think Kenny really knows how to separate like normal feelings and affection from just business and control. Because he always comes off as everything is like the bottom dollar to him. He was like, oh, well, we'll talk. You know, I was just like, okay. So, yeah, with that Sean Porter stoppage, I think it was a bad stoppage. And I think that they should let Porter fight a little longer because when you're a blood and guts warrior, you know what I mean? Just like a Tiro Gotti. Would you ever stop Arturo Gotti fight because he get knocked down?
Nope.
Like,
Nope.
or he could, or if he have a bloody face. No, this is what he does. Like, he can have a face full of blood, 5 cuts, 5 knockdowns. You're gonna let Gotti fight. Like, he's a blood and guts warrior. Like, if you have that type of identity, then people shouldn't be so surprised when it happens. You know what I mean? This is what you made your bones on. So Sean Porter is a scrappy, scrappy fighter, and just get beat up and take a shot to give a shot. You should let him keep going. And then to make it even worse, when he said what he said in the interview, that was worse than the stoppage. His comments about why he stopped it was worse than him stopping it.
Right.
And that was just, and this is the thing. If you're a control freak and then Sean rebels, why didn't you take control and make him do what you wanted him to do? Like, this is when you show your control. Why did he rebel, or was allowed to rebel on his biggest fight ever?
Right.
You fighting Terrence Crawford. This one you should be most disciplined, most obedient, most following the rules, most dedicated, most focused. This ain't the time to start skipping out on training and not, I don't want to do this, or I'm tired, or that's enough. And that's just, that whole thing is, unless you, like you said, if a fighter start talking about retiring, then
it's over.
It's like you have one foot in the boxing ring and 1 foot on the banana peel. Right?
Yep.
You're not
even if you say, hey, in about another year or two, I'll probably hang up the gloves. Once you have that in your mind, even though you're talking about a year or two, it's over.
You know what? The funny part is Charles Martin told me that before the fight. He said, I'm going on a 4-fight tour after I win this fight, and then I'm out the game. I said, what? He said, I'm going to win this fight, and then I want 4 big fights like Joshua, Usyk, and Fury, and all that. He had a list, but he was like, 4 more fights after this one, and I'm done. And I was like, that just didn't rub me the right way for a fighter to be talking about he wants 4 more fights
and he's done
when he about to fight Luis Ortiz. I was like, that ain't the right, but I didn't tell him that because I didn't want to break no spirit. Everything I did was very supportive of Charles. Everything he said, I was like, yeah. And
that's it. Well, T Diddy, we're gonna wrap it up, man. We on 1 hour and 10 minutes. But listen, let's see if we can reconvene and get back tomorrow. Tomorrow we need to get on here and talk some basketball. And we're gonna talk about. And tomorrow our main subject is going to be about your Lakers.
Oh man,
you down for that?
Now you talking to the Lakers expert, man.
You down for that? You free tomorrow at 9 o'clock again?
Yeah. That works.
Lakers, and how they ain't gonna make it.
Oh, whoa, man! You talking about?
I got everything for it, and if I can get them on, I'm gonna have on the biggest LeBron James hater fan there is. All right, listen. We want to thank everybody for coming on here tonight, man. We thank T Diddy for coming on and sharing his expertise, being a heavyweight fighter himself. And listen, make sure y'all chime in tomorrow 9 o'clock to discuss. We're going to discuss Lakers and whether they can make it to the Western Conference Finals. Till next time, this is Sean and T Diddy. We signing out.
All right.